Hey, what's up, guys? It's Mark Yoon, and today I'm bringing another hopefully exciting video. So today is Monday the 18th, and what we are going to be talking about today is the recent gameplay trailer for Mortal Kombat Aftermath. Now, I know this is a little bit late to the game, but you guys know me. I do videos for my subscribers, not really to be on time anymore, because I like to take a minute and go over things for myself and come up with my own opinions based on what I see. So what we're going to do is go step by step through the trailer, and then we're going to stop and talk about certain points, and I want to get feedback from you guys in the comment section down below about what you think, and there's also some other stuff at the end that I wanted to add. So without further ado, let's begin. Now, I thought it was interesting that like Shiva was so heavily incorporated in Aftermath story mode, because she seems to be I think she's a Shokan princess, but she looks okay in this game. Like her gameplay styles look decent. Like when you see that she can do her change ups, she looks pretty slow with like her movement speed, but her punches actually look a little bit faster than normal. Whereas Fujin, on the other hand, is exceedingly quick, especially with like the momentous speed that he's using for his attacks. Of course, he utilized a lot of like wind in his actual attacks, but you got like his sword for extra distance and range. Whereas, you can see Shiva here with Jax, like, she doesn't really have much of a sway outside of, like, I believe that was a grab. Robocop looks amazing. His moveset actually looks a lot more fluid than I thought it would. I think he's going to play a lot like Spawn, where he's going to be a technical character. We saw a parry there with a shield, and using a vast assortment of weapons. Like, as we expected, he's got, like, the rocket cannon on his, the rocket launcher on his side. He's got his typical pistol. He's got the blade that he's using. We saw a flamethrower. Now, it's really easy to get lost in the confusion when it comes to Shiva versus Fujin, because you can really notice the difference between, like, their speed levels. I do think it's nice that we're actually getting back a lot of the classic Sindel and stuff like that, and if we pre-order, you get the costumes. I think that's a nice little touch. Fujin looks amazing. Of course, everyone's here for Arnie versus Robocop, voiced again by Peter Wells, which is great. I wish they got Arnold to actually voice Arnold, but you can't win them all. Even her fireballs, like her projectiles, look slow. Her ground pound is probably going to be effective though for closing in distance, so that's probably going to be useful. Robocop with a rocket leg or a rocket knee. So this is going to be interesting. The dynamics between like the different characters now with the gameplay styles. I love the flamethrower. Her kicks look pretty quick too. I think like once she gets close in range, she's not that bad, because her movement speed with her actual attacks is pretty decent. I just think it's her actual movement speed that's the problem, which is why they probably have the ground pound and like the dive and stuff like that. Now it's just showing off variation of like their fatalities that are involved, and I don't know, like, they look pretty decent. Fujin's probably my favorite thus far of the ones that I've seen. I like seeing the arcade come back. That's pretty cool. And I always love seeing Joker get beat up, so the fact that Robocop shoots his arm off is great. And the fact that, like, see the way Johnny Cage is being killed right now by that giant robot is, like, pretty much the way that, like, Robocop was actually killed in his own movie. So it's a pretty meta thing to have him fatalize other people in the same way that he was fatalized in his own movie. Okay, that Shiva one was ridiculous, where she's like stepping on his head and pulling it up. That's pretty cool. Of course, we got the Robocop slow guys walk away from explosions. All in all, like, I think this is definitely going to be worth it, especially after seeing the actual gameplay. We're going to walk this back again and play this again slow-mo, so you guys can see, like, more of what's going on. But a couple of the things that I wanted to note and point out are Shiva makes up as a balance with her actual attack speed, because her movement speed is slow, but you can close distance with the ground pound, and you can also do the dash. So those are two ways you can actually close distance with the character. But if you're doing anything other than that, it's going to be slow getting to your opponent. And her keep away game is not that great, because as we saw, her fireballs were actually not that quick either. They actually took their time getting across the screen, so it's not like, it's one of the more slow projectiles in the game, I'd say. What you really need to be working at is getting in close, because like her kick speed looked really fast, her punch speed looked fast, she's got some spin attacks in there. Obviously she's gonna have a few grapples and grabs. Her command grabs look amazing. So all in all, she's definitely gonna be a get in close character. Like, I don't think you can play keep away with her. You're gonna have to like keep her at bay. Otherwise you're gonna be needing to utilize that block button a lot. I think out of the pack, Fujin probably looks the best and the most interesting to me. Not just the fact of aesthetically, I really like the way that he's got his like glowing markings on his body with that one costume, but the way he incorporates his wind into his normal attacks, and is utilizing his martial arts style to its like utmost by doing the flying kicks into the air, the dive kicks from the air, the sword slashing, he just like, it looks like he's going to be really easy to chain combos together, and his EX attacks are probably going to be really good finishers, especially his crushers. I think he's probably going to be the best and most utilized out of the pack itself, but of course people are going to want to use RoboCop, but I think RoboCop's going to turn out to be more of a technical character, as I said, like Spawn. Spawn is a great overall character, but you really got to get to know him, and every one of his moves is like there for a certain instance. He's really only got a few combos that are utilizable for like actual attacking. Outside of those utilities, like, he's pretty much a technical character, and I can see RoboCop being the very same. Now, RoboCop could be the adverse to Shiva, though, because it looks like he can play keep away fairly distant, fairly well. He's got the flamethrower. I'm sure you can turn it into an EX flamethrower move where he's going to actually, like, be burnt up more. He's got the gun, he's got the sniper rifle, he's got the arm cannon. So it looks like he's going to be able to keep people at bay and stop Shiva from closing in to bridge that gap, which would actually work for Arnold Schwarzenegger, or obviously for Terminator as well, because Terminator's projectiles are pretty up close and slow with the shotgun, especially like the down up and the down forward. So I can see him being the antithesis to Shiva in this instance. But I think that Fujin, like I said, is going to be the best all-around. He's got the speed. So I don't know how much damage he's going to be causing, but they're probably going to balance him by nerfing a bit of the damage, because it looks like his frames are pretty quick too. There's also some other things that, like, we got like snippets of like alternate costume for RoboCop, and it looks like they're doing the cyber ninja as part of his costume set. So you can see like RoboCop's got a silver cyber ninja suit for himself, but then like he's got a variation on colors just like the other ninja. Like he's got a red, a purple, a blue, so like you can go through the whole gauntlet of like Sector and Cyrax and whatnot. I don't know exactly how I feel about that. I think it's neat. I think it's cool. I mean, I think a lot of people really wanted some more of the cyber ninja to return. It's kind of a shame that we didn't see that happen. Maybe more so in the gameplay style than it would be. I mean, technically Frost is a cyber ninja, but she did it herself, and she's not part of like the actual cyber initiative. Like that whole storyline just was like probably one of my favorites that started from Mortal Kombat 9. So it would have been nice to see more of that. But I'm not going to look a gift horse in the mouth. I think that this is going to be a great addition to what we already have in the DLC, and I hope the story is just like really good. One of my friends was talking to me and saying that like this could either be a new beginning for the Mortal Kombat franchise, or it could be a nice bow tie on the end of this trilogy. Because we know they're probably going to reboot it again at some point, and it's looking like maybe the next game. Maybe that's why they have this all cleaned up, so that Liu Kang can go back through the timeline, clean it back all up, and then lead to an initial new reboot. I'm not sure how I feel about a reboot coming so soon. I mean, we technically got a reboot after the Ultimate era, and then with the 3D era, that was its own continuity, and then after the 3D era, we started from Mortal Kombat 9 with this new continuity, and now we are on Mortal Kombat 11, which is the third. So maybe it is time for them to do their next reboot. But NetherRealm Studios has come out and said that like they're working on other IPs right now, and I don't think they're going to come out with a game for a while, another Mortal Kombat for that matter. And I'm not sure how much more support this game is going to get past Aftermath. Hopefully, if Aftermath sells well enough, they will have incentives to actually add more onto the game. But at this point, do we want more for Mortal Kombat, or do we actually want a new game? I know their probably next titles maybe like Injustice 3, but Injustice 2 didn't do anywhere near as well as Injustice 1, and the game died super quickly because of the monotony of the grinding, and the leveling in that game is horrible, and the way to acquire gear and such from the boxes was incredibly... it was annoying. But I don't know, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Like, what do you feel about this recent gameplay trailer? What do you think about the cyber colors for RoboCop? Is there anything that you would like to see from the future? Is there anything you wish they added to this? Just let me know any and all of your thoughts in the comment section down below, where we can continue the conversation. And this has been today's Monday video, guys. I'll see you tomorrow, and as always, peace.